Hi, buddy. Well, hi.
Here's a video of a bobcat from Tucson, Arizona in someone's backyard.
You're good, buddy. Well, hi. Hi.
A bobcat goes full loco on a man in his garage.
And we continue now with a terrifying attack by a bobcat on a Massachusetts man and his nephew, the wild animal hissing, then pouncing on them in the family garage. ABC's Alex Marquardt is here with the details. Alex, you're usually overseas. So nice to have you in the studio.
Thank you, Lara. This is one of those 1 in a million animal attacks. A family confronted by a bobcat in their rural Massachusetts home and barely escaping a deadly mauling. And this morning, they're waiting to find out if the animal that attacked them had rabies.
It all started in here.
Roger Mundell still can't believe it.
He bit me like this, and these are all fangs.
He was heading into the garage on Sunday when he says, out of nowhere, a wild bobcat pounced.
And he gave me a hug, and he clawed me like right here and here.
He struggled violently to get it off before sprinting away. Then the animal caught sight of his nephew, Mike.
All of a sudden he's looking at me, he's just giving me the death stare, and you could tell he's meaning business.
As the bobcat mauled Mike, his uncle pulled it off and wrestled it to the ground.
I was screaming. I was screaming, yeah. I'm still hoarse.
It was squirming around so much, I was afraid if it ever got loose, it would still attack us and stuff. So Cindy ran in the house and grabbed the handgun that we keep close.
Even though he was bleeding all over, he shot the cat twice, killing it.
These 2 puncture wounds here from his fangs are fairly deep, I guess. So this is what hurts the most right now, is my right arm.
So a lynx is not a bobcat, but they are in the same family. So I will include this. These 2 lynxes have a heated argument. A bobcat has its foot caught in a trap and is very unhappy about it and wants it to be known.
We're going to let this one go. I'm going to go ahead and get her out of the trap. With some help from my assistant. Go on the other side of the camera. They have a tendency to hold the grudge. Go on. I'll throw the catch pole at her.
A family thinks it's raising a regular cat, but oh no, my friends. Turns out to be a bobcat.
Oh boy, but this is definitely not your average cat rescue story here. This story started on June 11th when Jared Allen Yost, who works for a landscaping company in Minnesota, had just finished mowing a lawn and then, well, he heard an animal in distress. And take a look here. When he investigated, he found that he thought was a kitten hiding on the edge of a parking lot with birds chirping above it. With rain coming down, he brought the little animal home, and that animal wasn't too friendly at first, but he and his family gave her a blanket, some food and milk, and of course some TLC. They even took her to a vet the next day to have her checked out. But on that first night, a sound coming from that cat caught their attention. Take a listen. Oh my goodness, that is not your average domestic cat meow, as you know. So Jared began researching and he had a hunch. He knew what he was dealing with. And it turns out the sound he heard was not from a cat, but from a bobcat. Needless to say, they immediately called officials at the Wild and Free Wildlife Rehabilitation Center in Garrison, Minnesota. The bobcat will stay there until she is old enough to be released back into the wild. And the Yosts are telling us that they still get updates about their so-called kitten, even though she now lives in a more suitable, big quotation marks around suitable.
She's cute though.
She's cute. She sort of looked like a kitten, and then she opened her mouth.
Yeah, cute and wild.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Calvin, thank you.
A rabid bobcat who was not very happy to see this officer, and he gives the man some teeth and claws to let him know.
No, somebody's gonna help him. The other guy.
Get out of there! Go!
In the bedroom.
No, do not open that door.
Oh God!
So close. So close. So close.
Yes!
A bobcat sees some human intruders, but doesn't make too much of a fuss. It even marks its territory just in case. A bobcat walks across a fallen tree and gets a surprise of a lifetime when a croc makes a bit of a splash. Watch it towards the end. Two thirsty bobcats come into a backyard and find an endless supply of drinking water.
But they need water. I want to scare them.
I kind of think we should scare them because I don't think it's good for them to drink that.
Videotape you. Should I stop?
Did you get it?
Frisco is an affluent suburb in Dallas, which is where I live. Frisco have had lots of coyote sightings and recently have been seeing more and more bobcats.
Well, people living there have asked us, what is the city doing to keep wildlife in check?
Yeah, we sent David Goins to find out after someone actually spotted a bobcat.
It isn't a long video, but you still get a good look at a bobcat jumping a fence and strolling through a Frisco subdivision Tuesday morning. It's a video neighbors in the Canals at Grand Park Development are already well aware of.
It's supposedly a female bobcat that goes up and down the alleyway.
Carl Shazar is paying attention because he just started a pet sitting business.
I will be walking lots of pets and watching out for unwelcome wildlife.
Unwelcome on a walk, perhaps, but urban wildlife are certainly part of life in North Texas, and particularly in Frisco of late, where coyote sightings are commonplace. We've seen several examples. A coyote leap a 7-foot fence with ease, and on at least 2 occasions, one last fall and another last month, coyotes have attacked joggers. And in another encounter, a family pet was bit twice.
Make lots of noise, yell, scream. Try to stay out in open spaces. That's about the best I can do.
This looks like a pretty young bobcat, but so what? It could still tear your butt up. A bobcat that has been trapped in a cage wants out, right now. No, Mr. Bobcat. You are going to have to calm down a bit first. I ain't ready to be turned into mincemeat. Thanks for watching. I am Curtis. See you next time.
Okay. Do good, do great, and they talk bad on you. No need, no face, cause they're not factual. I won't stay too long here, I'm just passing through. I might hit the bank and get a bag or two. My mama asked me why you